Hi, I'm Liz from Caravan Guard Insurance. Before hitting the road with your caravan in tow, it's important to carry out a number of checks to prevent things like snaking, detachments, blowouts and general towing instability, which might cause serious damage to your caravan. We're here at Pulse Recovery Services, one of the specialist recovery and repair agents used by Caravan Guard and its underwriter RSA. We're going to talk to Alan, who sees firsthand the effects of poor loading, incorrect hitching up and not carrying out other important pre-towing checks.
Hi, I'm Alan at Pulse Recovery Services Limited. Been established here now for 9 years. We are a caravan recovery agent and we're also a repair specialist. We collect caravans from across the country and Europe, and we see all the devastating effects that can happen when a caravan is not loaded correctly or has been involved in an accident. As a recovery agent, we're up and down the motorways all the time, and a simple wheel coming off your caravan can result and have a huge impact, whether the caravan swerves into another lane and it can go into another vehicle, or it can even hit a pedestrian or even roll down a hill. What we're finding, these could be avoided by some simple checks before your journey. And now we'll go on to what some of those checks can be to avoid these devastating accidents. The first thing to understand is about weights. The first weight is your MRO. Your mass running order is the weight of the caravan as it left the factory. The second weight is the MTPLM. It's the total weight of the caravan that you are towing with anything inside it or actually attached to it. Apart from being a mouthful, it's a very serious weight that we need to consider. Going over this weight is not only illegal, it can also cause instability to your caravan and may result in you having an accident. And the last weight is your payload. This is the difference between the other two weights that we have discussed today. Your payload is all your personal effects, whether it be clothing or your TV or even down to your food. However, what we need to remember is that anything added to your caravan, whether it be a motor mover or solar panel, will come out of your payload allocation. So where do we find this information? This information is usually kept on a weight plate next to the caravan door. Your weight plate has a lot of information on it, but the bare minimum, it will have your MRO and your MTPLM on it. My next top tip is loading, and crucially how to load your caravan correctly. We always start off with the heavier items, putting them across the axle. Any other items we try and put in front of the axles. What we try and stay away from is, especially if you've got an island bed or a rear bed, is putting anything under that. What I also recommend is place your tins and heavy pans into lower storage cupboards, as while travelling you may find that they fall out and damage your worktop or cause damage to the caravan. Tempting as it might be to do your family shop before you go on holiday, we recommend you use your local supermarket when you actually arrive at your destination. This will stop you overloading your caravan or your car and even give your children a bit more space in the back. Previously we mentioned payloads. If you haven't got enough payload left in your caravan, then maybe put some items in your car or your roof box. But what you must remember, do not exceed any weights or restrictions of your tow vehicle. So after loading your caravan correctly, the next thing we need to consider is nose weight. Having the appropriate nose weight is crucial to your caravan stability. The ideal nose weight should be between 5 and 7% of the loaded mass. This is a really simple check to do by either using a nose weight gauge or even a set of bathroom scales. So if it's too light, it probably means that you've loaded too many items in the back of your van, which can cause the caravan to raise at the front. Too heavy, what you'll find is the rear of the car will come down and the front of the car will come up. This could compromise the steering and traction of your tow vehicle. We've loaded our caravan and we've now checked our nose weight. We are now going to connect the caravan to the tow ball of the car. At Pulse Recovery last year, we collected 72 caravans that hadn't been hitched up properly, and we see the devastating effects it causes. So let me show you how. The first step is we're going to reverse the tow car back in line to the caravan hitch. Step 2, we are now going to secure the breakaway cable to the vehicle. Step 3 now is to ensure that the handbrake of the caravan and the car are both on. Step 4, we're now going to lower the hitch of the caravan onto the tow ball of the car, observing the hitch indicator. However, we don't just rely on the indicator. We also do a manual second check to show that the car is hitched to the caravan correctly. Lifting the stabiliser handle up, what we do is manually wind down the jockey wheel, and as we're winding down that, you should see the caravan lift, and at the same time you will see the rear of the car lifting with it. Once we're happy that we're hitched up, we now lower the stabiliser handle. We wind and store the jockey wheel into its correct position, and then finally connect the electrics to the towing car. Now we're happy we're securely connected, we're going to walk around the vehicle, checking that all lockers are secure and making sure all the lights are working on the caravan and the tow vehicle. On our walk around checks, it's really important that we check the tyres and the wheels to stop detachments and also to stop blowouts. We can do this in various ways. Our first thing is to always check the pressure of the tyres. Secondly, let's look at the condition of the tyres to ensure there's no cracks. And thirdly, let's check the age of the tyres. We need to check that the tyres are within the 5 to 7 year age limit as recommended by the NCC. And then finally, we need to ensure that all the wheel nuts are torqued up to their correct settings. This is really important to recheck them after a service has been completed. So now we're on the road, we need to consider the weather conditions, whether it be snow, ice, fog, winds or rain. We need to make sure that we observe the speed limits and take a special care when passing larger vehicles. If you do experience any snaking after passing or being overtaken by a larger vehicle, always slow down and check your load when it's safe to do so. And finally, I'd just like to say, make sure you take regular breaks. There's no hurry. We want you to get on your holiday safely.
So there you go, some excellent advice there from Alan, and a huge thank you to Pulse Recovery Services for sharing their experiences of dealing with towing accidents and caravan insurance claims. If you have an accident or damage to your caravan, then make sure any temporary repairs that you might carry out keep the area watertight so it doesn't lead to more damage further down the line. For more caravanning hints and tips, why not head on over to the Caravan Guard website. And if you're looking for caravan insurance to protect your pride and joy when towing, on site or in storage, then give our friendly team a call on 01422 396 777 or get a quote online.